My friend, people always ask me where I find the stuff for my table settings. Well, most of it's thrifted, but I don't randomly go into a store and just find things. I actually have a system to when I'm thrifting. And today I thought I would share with you the top 7 tips that I find helpful when I'm looking for table pieces. These are the things that helped me in creating a flexible collection that then enable me to spot those unique table decor pieces that make my table settings feel so special. Right now, I'm outside one of our local thrift stores, and I thought it'd be fun to take you with me, go inside, walk the aisles together while I share those tips with you and point out what I look for. That way, you can take them and do the same thing. Okay, let's go. The first tip is to build a versatile foundation, those basic pieces you can use over and over again no matter the style or season. I always keep an eye out for those really basic neutral pieces that can work in tons of different table settings. Think white plates, clear glasses, natural woven textures, stuff you can use in almost any style or season. These are your workhorses, the base of my tableware, and they help everything else feel pulled together even when the items are all totally different. But here's the thing, even with those basics, I try to stick to a general style so they feel cohesive together. For example, if I started collecting round plates with simple, clean lines, I'll usually stay in that lane rather than mixing in square or super ornate pieces. Or I'll keep an eye out for items that feel like they're from the same era, like mid-century modern glassware with mid-century inspired dishes. That way, even if the colors and textures vary, everything still speaks to the same visual language and blends beautifully together. Okay, the second tip is to shop with a vision, not a list. Thrifting isn't about checking off exact items. It's about being open but still intentional. One thing I learned pretty quickly is that shopping with a strict list almost never works when you're thrifting. It's not like walking into Target where you know exactly what will be there. Instead, I come in with a loose vision, like maybe I'm dreaming up a summer picnic table or a cozy candlelight dinner vibe. That helps me stay open to what's there, but still intentional with what I pick up. This vision gives me a little direction without boxing me in. For example, if I'm thinking fall harvest dinner, I'll lean toward warm colors, brass, or wood textures, maybe even something a little rustic. Or I might be picturing a soft, romantic spring table with pink glassware, touches of sage green, and maybe some vintage floral details. So while I'm walking the aisles, I'm not hunting for exact pieces. I'm just noticing what fits that vibe. If I spot a light pink candle holder or maybe green ceramic dish that leans into that color story, I'll grab it. But if I came in looking for a specific napkin ring or a plate, I'd probably leave disappointed. It becomes more about building a feeling than checking off a list. The vision lets me be flexible and creative at the same time. Now, sometimes the vision comes after I find something cool, like this piece I spotted near the lamps. I thought it was just a small suitcase, but when I stood it up, I realized it was actually an old beverage travel case. How fun would that be in a travel-themed tablescape? Or even styled on a sideboard as a little vignette with glasses and bottles tucked inside. And in another aisle, I found this tiny chest. It's got so much character and will look amazing next to the beverage case. Little elements like this are what make a table feel layered and thoughtful. That's the magic of keeping your mind open while still having a vibe in mind. It helps you see potential in the unexpected. Tip number 3, skip the home decor aisle or save it till last. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, because that's where a lot of the mass produced stuff ends up, and it's often overpriced and just kind of boring. Everyone shops there first, so it's usually been picked over. Instead, head straight for the kitchen section, office supplies, or even the craft area. Some of my favorite finds have come from the most unexpected spots. I've found beautiful chunky yarn in the craft aisle that I've used to tie around napkins or layered under centerpieces, and rolls of twine that are perfect for a rustic table vibe. You can also find ribbon in tons of colors and textures, great for tying around silverware bundles, adding a pop of color to your table setting, or even wrapping around candle holders. The good stuff isn't always where you think it is, so don't be afraid to explore the corners of the store most people walk right past. Look what I found in the basket section, this wonderful tray. It would be great for layering on a buffet or holding drinks on a bar cart. And this one would be perfect for square napkins. It has a tight weave and shallow edges so everything stays nice and neat. And this other one with a longer shape would be wonderful for rectangular folded cloth napkins. I can totally picture it sitting in the center of my table. Don't overlook the gardening section for your table decor. That's where I've picked up some of the best little pots that double as vases. Now, a terracotta pot with a little patina or a ceramic planter can look amazing with a few flowers tucked inside. Oh, and here's a good one. Right next to the gardening section is the pet section, and I found this fish bowl. Instantly, I saw it as a vase. Imagine it in the center of a table with flowers or floating candles. It would look amazing, and no one would realize that it's a fish bowl. Tip 4 is all about looking at things differently, using everyday items in totally unexpected ways on your table. This is probably my favorite part of thrifting, finding things that weren't meant to be decor but totally can be, like using a teacup to hold salt or a gravy boat as a floral vase. There are no rules. If it has a cool shape, a great texture, the right color and pattern, or just sparks a little joy when you pick it up, you can absolutely make it work on a table. Some of the most fun pieces I've used came from just being willing to see things differently. For example, you can turn a basic metal utensil holder like this one into a vase just by adding a few stems. It instantly looks cool and industrial. Or you could use a grilling basket as the base of a centerpiece. Just fill it with moss, candles, and some little seasonal accents. It gives the table that collected natural feel without trying too hard. Look at these little coffee carafes. How cute would they be as vases? Just pop in a few stems and they instantly add charm to the table. Wrapping paper is another unique item. I love using it as a table runner. It comes in so many fun colors and patterns, and the best part is cleanup is a breeze. Just roll it up and toss it when you're done. I've actually styled a table setting where I used wallpaper as the runner, and it turned out so fabulous. I'll link it down below for you if you want to check it out. I've used a long flowy scarf as a table runner. It added the prettiest drape and texture down the center of the table. This one would be fabulous on a Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, or any patriotic table setting. I've also thrifted throw blankets and curtains that made for the perfect tablecloths. I'll put links below to a past Easter tablescape and a thrifted table setting where I used a curtain in place of the tablecloth. You'd never know they weren't meant for the table because everything looked wonderful once they were layered on. Now, the colors in this curtain are fabulous. It would make such a wonderful base for a summer or early fall table setting, and I bet no one would realize that it was a curtain. The key is to focus more on the material and the mood it creates than on what the item is technically for. Thinking outside the box for just a sec, these glasses would make amazing votive candles. Just add a little sand in the bottom to anchor the candle, and you're good to go. As you can see, once you start looking at everyday items with fresh eyes, you realize there's potential everywhere. That's what makes thrifting so fun. It's like a creative challenge every time. Now ask yourself, can I layer this? Can I flip it upside down? Can I fill it with something? Half the magic of a beautiful table comes from repurposing things in a way that surprises people and tells a story. And when you start thinking about function instead of just category, the possibilities totally open up. Tip number 5, mix, don't match. Let go of the idea that everything on your table has to match perfectly. It doesn't. In fact, the most charming, interesting tables are usually ones that don't match at all. Mixing styles, textures, and colors brings character and a sense of ease to your table. It feels curated instead of calculated. Plus, it's more fun when things feel collected and personal. I love pairing modern glassware with vintage plates, or maybe plates that are all different patterns or colors, but they're all round or all soft pastels. That maybe a little bit of consistency is what helps it feels intentional. I've done tables where none of the silverware matched and it turned out beautifully because each piece brought a different kind of detail. It makes your guests feel like they're part of something personal and collected over time, not straight out of a catalog. So if you ever feel stuck when thrifting, don't think, I need 4 identical salad plates. Instead, think, what 4 things could sit together and tell a story? The fun is in the mix, and when you let that be okay, you open yourself up to way more creative combinations and unexpected finds. Tip number 6 is quality over quantity. This one's hard, especially when things are super affordable. Just because it's a good deal doesn't mean it's a good find. Always check the condition before you toss it in your cart. Like the salad plate, you see a crack right in the glaze. It's best to leave pieces like this behind since they're not really safe to eat off of. I know it's tempting to grab a whole cart full of stuff, but just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's worth bringing home. Trust me, curating a collection you really love makes all the difference. I've learned to be picky, especially when it comes to things like table linens, glassware, and ceramics. I'd rather have one beautiful piece I really love than 5 things that I'll actually never use. Take this fabulous bowl, for example. The price is great, but when I run my hand around the rim, I feel a pretty decent chip. So as much as I love it, I'll have to pass. And these yellow glasses, the color is great, but the design is almost completely worn off. So those I'll leave behind too. For other glassware, hold it up to the light to check for cloudiness. A little haze can sometimes be cleaned off, but if it looks etched or foggy all over, it probably is permanent from too many trips through the dishwasher. I usually leave those behind too. For linens, I always open them up completely in the store. Don't just assume they're fine because they're folded neatly. Look for stains, holes, or pulled threads, especially around the edges. And if it smells musty, really think about if it's worth the effort to wash and revive it. Some things clean up beautifully and others not so much. It's always better to check in the store than get home and be disappointed. And the last tip, tip number 7, visit often, but don't feel you have to buy something every time. The good stuff comes and goes. Patience pays off. Sometimes I'll pick something up and carry it around the store for a while and then end up putting it back. That's totally okay. I try to think about whether I'd still be excited about the piece in 6 months. And if it's a yes, it's probably worth adding to my collection. If it's a maybe, it's probably a no. Thrifting is definitely a long game. I visit my favorite spots pretty regularly, but I don't always leave with something. Inventory changes all the time, and sometimes it takes a few trips before something really great shows up. The key is to go often, but shop intentionally. It's okay to walk out empty-handed, and actually makes those yes moments feel even better. The more you thrift, the better your eyes get. You start noticing what works with your style and what you tend to actually use. You also stop settling for pieces that aren't quite right. So don't rush it. Building a beautiful, unique collection takes time, but it's so worth it. Well, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed walking the thrift store aisles with me and you find these 7 tips really useful for the next time you're thrifting for your table decor. Let me know in the comments down below which one's your favorite, or if you have one you think I should add to my list, I'd love to find out. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.